is this even healthy? So I'm going to go ahead and jump on a limb and say I think that's really unhealthy, right? And I really saw a lot of damage there. And I'm not talking about unhealthy for her victims, but unhealthy for her too. I think it's unhealthy for her to carry this kind of perspective on relationships. And my heart goes out to any man that tries to, to love a person that thinks that way. It's no different from a man who says women are only good for sex. If I see them, I'm gonna have sex with them and dump them, and they're garbage and they're worthless and I don't like them at all, right? Like I don't think anybody would want their daughter to date a man who says I hate women, I don't like women, right? If you don't like women, maybe you should date men or something, right? That might be better for you, and same thing, right? So this is where I'm going to start that. All right, so let's talk about scientific theory in finance, so we can make this a financial lesson. Because as I've mentioned to you all a lot and repeatedly, and I'm gonna keep on saying this, money and psychology are really, really connected. The way you think affects your economic outcomes, your economic perspective, how you view money, how you pursue money, what you're willing to trade for money, all kinds of things, right? It's very, very deep. It's really fascinating stuff. So first theory I'm going to throw out at you and share with you is there's something called attachment trauma and financial security that can be viewed as emotional safety. Okay. So basically, from a psychological perspective, early attachment trauma, especially when you were neglected or in an unstable situation or you were abandoned, that can condition somebody to equate resources to reliability, right? So if you have attachment trauma from childhood, then what you will do is you will falsely equate a person's ability to give you money to whether or not you think they're a good person, whether they can be depended upon, it's stuff like that. I can't tell you how many times I wrote a check for something just to be helpful or because it was something I wanted to do, and suddenly the person thought I was the most reliable person in the world. Or maybe there's some next thing you know, there's some woman who's trying to sleep with me because I gave some money to something or a charity or something, right? And so this can come from that attachment trauma. So you see somebody that has money and you assume the person with money is a better human than the person without money. That the person with money is more valuable than the person without money. The person with money is better for your life than the person without money. And that's a very dangerous way to think because Diddy showed up in a lot of people's lives with a lot of money. And his goal was to get you covered in baby oil and do only God knows what with you. And so attachment theory from Bowlby 1969 suggests that people with anxious or avoidant attachment styles may overvalue material stability as a substitute for emotional safety because the emotions and money are connected. So you're not really seeking, you think you're getting emotional safety when really you just got some money, you got some financial security. So you love your white boss because your white boss writes checks and sends you money. And then next thing you know, you respect your boss more than you respect your man. I talked to a young man who went through this. He said that literally he asked his girlfriend, he said, why don't you show respect to me? You show more respect to your boss than you do to me. And she said, that's because my boss gives me money. Well, there's a whole set of theories that link around. So material stability can be seen as a substitute for emotional safety. And behavioral finance finds that money often acts as a psychological buffer against uncertainty. That money is a buffer, money is a cushion, it's a football helmet for all the trauma and the tragedy and the uncertainty that you're dealing with in the world.